Welcome back, YouTube. Today on a Dogecoin all-time high rally, we're going to be discussing some floors that I've been able to identify and the upcoming events that we have coming for this week. I'm also going to give you some price predictions and some buy-in points as well. As most of you have probably heard, Elon Musk is going to be hosting Saturday Night Live this weekend. And he's been getting like a lot of tweets, and I've heard him inquire about doing something with Dogecoin, and I'm sure he probably will. I'm making this video for a couple of reasons, to discuss the floors that I talked about and to also put out a warning for something that we may see this weekend. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, and more importantly, I'm not your financial advisor, so I'll never tell anyone to not take profits. So I'm just going to be giving you my opinion on what's about to happen, and I'm also going to go a little deeper and give you my opinion on what's going to happen potentially this weekend and long term as well. We have some bright days ahead, and the whales are going to unload, and we have to talk about what the common investor is going to do. Let's talk about it. I made a video a few weeks ago when Dogecoin was dropping to like the high 20 range called Hurry Up and Buy. And I hope you did around that time, because when you see a pullback of that consolidation, you can expect a rally usually somewhat shortly after. I know most of you are long-term, and when you're a long-term investor, you can't try and time like pullbacks or have like certain numbers that you want to buy back in at just because it aligns with your original DCA. Unless you're a trader, the amount of coins that you accumulate overall prior to your exit will usually matter more than what price you got them at if you're long term. Especially when we're talking about something like Dogecoin. A 26 cent to $1.50 spread is better than a 76 cent to $1.50 spread because you were waiting on it to go down to 15 cents. The reason for that statement is because as Doge rises, it's going to create new floors. And I know that I've talked about Bitcoin and Ethereum, and historically they're 50 to 80% corrections after they rally to all-time highs. And the reality is we may not see such a harsh correction with Dogecoin. We have something that they don't, which is a community, and pretty much the motto of the community is hold. And this is referring to Bitcoin and Ethereum, like when they were first starting out. I know they have communities now, but when they were first like peaking and having like the high energy as far as being something new and rallying, they didn't have those types of communities. We have that in Doge. A lot of the reasons that Doge is going up right now are from like a lot of the logos and pictures that you saw in the thumbnail for this video. It's gaining momentum, and with that momentum is going to come new capital. So the prices that we're seeing now, it may be a while if we ever get back to them. The two main factors that are driving the growth right now into Dogecoin is going to be increased utility and the hype that's surrounding the coin right now. We also have to keep in mind that as like eToro and other platforms begin to offer Dogecoin, that it's also going to have exposure in other countries. And we also have to consider the fact that most of America still doesn't take Doge seriously. It's gaining momentum now and getting exposure like in the major leagues. You know, we may see something with Elon Musk on the moon, but most of America still is not investing in Dogecoin. So we haven't seen the best of pretty much the American investment or have America actually like pour into or embrace Dogecoin. This is really the momentum that we're seeing in Robinhood is actually from like a very small group of people. Every deal, every platform, every celebrity, every person that comes in, every partnership that they accomplished, it's all adding credibility. And as credibility grows, the money will start coming in. This is going to be extremely rewarding for the early investors. I'm getting a lot of comments and emails asking like, hey, David, do you think it's going to go down to 10 cent or 15 cent? And you know, the reality of it is a lot of you are going to have to accept the fact that you were an early investor. And as the momentum grows on this crypto, that as an early investor, you may not see those prices again. You're going to have to move up your DCA. I know your DCA is attractive and you got in at less than a penny and all that kind of stuff like that. But if you want to increase your shares, you cannot expect there to be that harsh of a correction when it's gaining momentum going the opposite way. If you're a long term, the more coins you have is going to matter more than the price that you got them at. Like, because in the long term, think about like, you know, like Ethereum or Bitcoin or like Amazon. Yeah, you could have got in, you know, at $500 or $1,000 and your spread is somewhere in there. But ultimately, in the long run, it mattered more how many shares or how many coins that you had. You can't be so fixated on saying, I want all my coins for under 25 cents. What's going to happen is you're going to end up leaving a lot of money on the table that you could have invested. 50 cent to $1.50 is still a great spread. 30 cent to $1.50 is still a great spread. 26 cent to $1.50 is still a great spread. Don't be so fixated on your DCA. You're going to end up losing a lot of money. So let's talk about floors and how they work. A floor is pretty much what you're going to be. I'm going to put a chart up here soon, but a floor is pretty much going to be like a certain price point that you see a stock consistently hit and bounce back up. You're going to get a floor for two reasons. It's going to be a price point where investors are comfortable investing at that price point, or B, it's going to be investors that came in later and that's actually their DCA and they're really comfortable at buying more at that price point. So that's where you're going to see a lot of bounces. And it doesn't have to be a particular like cent, like around like 30 cent for Dogecoin. It can be a range as well. It can be like 36 to like 38. It can be a small range, but you'll see resistance in that area. I'm going to put a chart up here and you're going to be able to see that around 30 cent and the high 30s, like 38 to around 40 cent, you're going to see that the resistance is strong and you're going to see a floor. And it's not like you can see a floor from over a period of days, or even like a year, you can see like a floor like, okay, well, around this point, it usually bounces. And if it's really strong, like it is with Dogecoin around 30 cent and 38 cent to 40 cent, it'll actually move sideways. Just like in the picture that you're going to see, you'll see that the resistance is really strong. So it just pretty much just moves sideways. So those are going to be what I consider strong floors and good buying points for like corrections and things like that moving forward for now. Now we're seeing a lot of gains and momentums prior to Elon on Saturday Night Live and whatever he has planned. So I do want to express my concerns and just put it out there that it is very possible that we may see a sell-off if Dogecoin gets anywhere near $1. And that's fine. Like, again, it happens in all stocks, all cryptos. People take profits. It's what happens. Again, I'll never tell you to not take profits. I just want to put it out there what's for you to expect. Depending on how many shares they have, it's possible that you can see Dogecoin get cut in half from $1. Again, I don't believe that $1 would necessarily be like the end of Dogecoin or something like that. I would use that correction or that potential sell-off as a time to accumulate, because by then, I mean, normally people, so like what's happening now is the reason people want to get it to 15 cent or 10 cent or back down to their old DCA is because normally they have to see it first before they believe that it's possible for it to go there. Now that people know that Dogecoin can hit 50 cent and higher, they'll feel a lot more comfortable buying a lot more aggressively at like 20 cent and below. And it's not that they couldn't have at that point. It's normally just like a belief factor or like the fear factor that's driving that. And that's okay. But we just have to keep in mind that long-term wise, if we're truly going to be long-term, we can't leave money on the table this way. The other big sell-off that I see is if Elon relatively does anything with Dogecoin pertaining to the moon, going to the moon, moon landing, anything along the lines of putting like a Doge flag or something on the moon, anything like that, I see a huge rally. And a lot of the early investors, they're going to unload. And for me, if Dogecoin was, let's say, got no traction, no utility, no Amazon deals, no business partnerships, no anything, I would at least hold until the moon landing to see what happens. In my opinion, that would give the greatest opportunity to capitalize on your early investment, because we haven't been to the moon since 1972. The publicity around that is going to be global. It's going to be on every newspaper, every news station. It's going to be an historic event. So all eyes, like literally around the world, will be on this event. So for Elon, if he did something with Dogecoin, then it will literally be historic, and we're going to see a spike that we literally haven't seen so far. A lot of your lives are going to be changed forever. Before I close, I know some of you are going to ask, so I'm just going to address it now about the 50 cent being like the new floor. And I operate mostly off of facts, so we don't have enough data to determine if 50 cent is the new floor. And you can't chase or start calling floors in the middle of a bull run. That's exactly how you lose money. Let me know your predictions that you're going to have for this weekend on Saturday Night Live. And also follow me on Instagram at I am David Mitchell Jr. and Twitter at JR David Mitchell. I'm going to be posting a lot more on there in between like my videos and doing like some lives on there as well. And I know that Robinhood is doing their thing that they normally do whenever a stock or crypto starts rallying too much. So I know a lot of you are looking for alternatives. I'm going to post a link to Webull in the description because you can buy Dogecoin on Webull along with other stocks. So if you don't have a Webull account, it'll be a great diversification from Robinhood. I trade on 3 different platforms. So I think everybody should have at least more than one, to be honest with you. And you'll also get, if you open the account with like $100, you'll get a free stock up to $1,400 as well. So that's a nice added benefit. So yes, let me know your predictions for Saturday Night Live. And if you have diamond hands, hit the like button. That helps the YouTube algorithm push the video out to more people and we can grow here as a family. I'm shooting for 20,000 subscribers. So thank you. Please keep sharing the videos, subscribing to the channel. That helps us grow as a community. I love to hear from you. I engage. I reply to as many comments as I can in the community section and beneath the video. So I look forward to engaging with all of you. Thank you, and until next time.